We're starting Be'ez Hashem Siman Mem Gimel in Maamar Shevuos, and he's bringing proofs here that there can't be a geula, there can't be a freedom from Shlibu Malchus before Mashiach comes. So last Siman he brought 3 or 4 proofs. Now he's bringing another one. Mavur b'Sifri Parshas Hazinu. Heviu b'Yalkut Tehillim Remes Taf Taf Samachei. The Sifri, and it's brought down in the Al-Quds Shimoini, which brings down all the different midrashim.
Yeah, it's the biggest one of all.
It's not really a medrash; it's really an early Rishon,
a compilement,
who compiled all the midrashim. So just in case you don't have the Sifri, you can look it up in the Al-Quds. K'shebara HaKadosh Baruch Hu Eseilamai Loi Bra'oi El B'Maamar V'Loi B'Shvuah. When Hashem created the world, He created it with speaking. He said, "Vayoel Hashem, Vayoel Elokim Yehi Or." So He created it through speaking. V'Loi B'Shvuah. He didn't make a shvuah that it should happen. He just said it. He didn't have to do more than that. He just said it. Yehi Or, Yehi Or. Everything listened to Hashem. But when it came to Golus, He had to make a shvuah. He said, "Mi garam lo l'shava." When did Hashem have to make a shvuah? Mechusrei amana. Who caused them to have to make a shvuah? Those who are not trustworthy. Mechusrei amana. And shenemar vayisa yadai lohem. It says in Tehillim Kuf Vav, it's describing there the whole situation in the Midbar, the whole history of the Egel, and then the Meraglim, and then it says vayisa yadai lohem. It says lahapu loisam b'midbar. Hashem lifted up His hand. He swore that He was going to make them die in the Midbar. Those 40 years, all the Yidden who were, from 20 to 40 died. 20 to 60, I meant, yeah. Ulahapil zaram b'goyim. The next pasuk says that he'll their descendants will go into the nations. They'll go into exile. And v'liz roisam ba'aratzos, and He'll winnow them. He'll scatter them among the lands. Yeah. So that was really where the Shevuos HaGolus began, from the Meraglim. From the time of the Meraglim, Hashem already swore that there was going to be a Golus. Okay. That you see in the Psukim that I just read you in Tehillim, it says that he lifted up His hand, He swore to scatter them in the nations. That Shvuah is going on Golus. To winnow them in the nation, in the countries. Shevuos HaGolus, Mavur b'Gemara Baba Basra, Daf Ayin Dalam and Aleph. Gemara says a story there that Rabbi Bar Chana was going in the Midbar, and there was an Arab merchant who was showing him around, showed him the place where the Mesa and Midbar were, and the Har Sinai, and then he heard a baskol coming out. Shom a baskol shoimeres, oili shenishbati, v'achshav shenishbati mi meifeli. He heard Hashem's voice saying, "Woe to me that I have sworn about Golus." Yeah. And the Achshav Shenishbati, now that I swore, who could be made for the shvuah? Who could take away my shvuah? Okay, you see from this story that Hashem Himself is lamenting and is crying about the shvuah shegoremes arichas hagolus, that He caused our exile to be so long with His oath. And this oath, the Rebbe is understanding right now, this oath is really the same thing as the Shalosh Shevuos. Basically, it's an oath that Hashem imposed on Himself and on us. Both of us. Both Hashem and us have a shvuah not to end the Golus before the time. Therefore, he says that Hashem only made the shvuah because of Mechusri Amana. He says, V'chol kach lama. Why did He have to make a shvuah b'chlal? Why couldn't He just say, go and Golus and finish? Why do you have to make a shvuah? Because He was afraid that people are not trustworthy, and if there wouldn't be a shvuah, they would break it. But today we see, unfortunately, people are on such a level that they don't even care about the shvuah. The Zionists who denied the whole Torah, they don't even care about the shvuah either. So it didn't help to make them take a shvuah. They don't care about the shvuah of Hashem. They do a geula on their own. Okay? Yeah. Okay, next raya. Now this is going to be the famous psikta, the Rav Kahana about who's going to save us from the fourth Golus. It's not Truna, the schus of waiting. But the Rebbe brings it here b'shem the Yalkut, because you have to understand the history of these midrashim. The first medrash this is brought in is called the psikta, and it's also called the psikta de Rav Kahana, because Rav Kahana's name is mentioned in the beginning. And this Psikta Rav Kahana was written very long time ago, in the time of the Gemara. Then later on, they added on more to it, and they made it like they compiled more midrashim into one, and they called it the Psikta Rabasi. Psikta Rabasi is the same as has the same stuff as the Psikta Rav Kahana, but it has more added on. And then, lastly, came an early Rishon who compiled the Al-Quds, and he put things from all different midrashim in it.
Yaakov Shvoni.
Yeah.
But who did it? Was he known? I think it's Rabbeinu Shimon, right?
Rabbeinu
Shimon
Hadarshan, I think. Yeah.
And he lived in Germany.
From Germany, right? From Frankfurt. So we don't know for sure. Nobody knows for sure who he was.
Well, his birthday is not known, or birth year is not known.
I don't think even his name is known.
Rabbeinu Shimon. No, I told you Rabbeinu Shimon.
Because it's Yalkut Shimoni, that's what they think, but they don't know for sure.
Oh, okay.
So now the Yalkut Parshas Boy, Remes Kuf Tzadik Aleph, cost of Mi Par Lochem Mi Madai. That's not what I wanted to point that out, because I want to show you that this version is very, looks like a lot was chopped off from it. It says, who is going to punish and redeem us from the Galus of Madai? Who did already redeem us from there? Mordechai Esther, from the Gzeir of Haman, right? Mi Par Lochem Mi Yavan, who saved us from Yavan? B'nei Chashmonai, right? Shahayu Makrivim Shnei Tamidim B'chol Yoim. We're going to see soon why this comes in.
But all these things, they were big tzaddikim. Mordechai were big tzaddikim. The Chashmonai, you know what it's like? The Chashmonai who fought in war, it's kind of a Gadol Hador being a soldier.
Yeah.
You couldn't if you saw a Gadol Hador, fighting against a whole army of soldiers, you would never think he's doing for any independence. You would know he wants to fight for Torah.
Yeah.
At Kohanim, who it's the same exact thing with Kohanim. That's what it would have been like.
Mi Porei Lochem Mi Malchus Revis, who is going to save us from the fourth Malchus? So we skipped one of them somehow.
Bavel, yeah. Why is he Bavel?
Yeah. So we're going to see in the full version it's going to say Bavel too, but this is the Yalkut version.
Yeah.
Mi Porei Lochem Mi Malchus Revis, not Truna. The schus of waiting. So the Vayoel, and this comes from the pasuk.
Truna means to wait or to guard.
To wait and guard. Yeah, well, it's the same word.
Like
Shomer could mean wait and it could mean guard. And Notar in Aramis is the same as Shomer in Hebrew.
Right, like Naturek.
Naturek Karta, right? The keepers of the city, the guardians.
Yeah.
So Natruna is waiting. And he says the Zayis Ranon is going to say this pshat. V'hoy lachem l'mishmeres. It comes from the pasuk in Parshas Boy that it says the carbon pesach will be to you for a watch. Al toichlu mimenu na. Don't eat from it raw. It means loy tevune mehavava. Don't want to eat it when it's underdone, when it's just like a little bit singed by the fire but not completely cooked. Pirish sham b'zayis ranon. The Pirish in the bottom of the Yalkut, which is called the Zayis Ranon, Maamar Avram. It's written by the Magen Avram. Natruna shetzrichim lishmor lahamtin. The word Natruna means waiting, that we have to wait for the end of Galus. Loy tevine mehavava. Don't want it when it's singed. Pirish al tevakshu lecholaysa behivuv. Don't try to eat the geula when it's just a little bit singed. Kloimer she'enu tzali kol tzarfa. It's not completely roasted. Fine. We see from this Shebegalus Azeshu Malchus Revis, in this fourth exile, Ein Mi Sheyifra Mehem, Lahavi Hageula Elas Chus Hanatruna. There's not going to be any one person or any one movement that's going to save us from it. It's only the schus of waiting. Lishmor Lahamtin Ulakaim Al Toichlu Menunah. To sit and wait and to not want to eat it raw. Before the time comes. But now that it came close to the time of Gula, many people have been caught up in this and stumbling in this. To transgress this commandment, not to eat it raw, and they take part in this bitter eating of the Geula before the time. Look
how many fights they're having over keeping Israel, and they really don't have any sweetness out of it. Remember, they close Israel on a snow day, but everybody works on a missile bomb day.
But it's nothing to them.
Yeah.
Okay, they've caused the Galus to be longer. Woe to us because we have sinned. They don't believe what the Medrash says, that whenever the time comes, Hashem will just bring the Geula himself. with publicity. I won't delay. They don't think about the Shevuos of Hashem. Everything's in HaKadosh Baruch Hu's hands. Like we said in this Siman, we have to wait for Tshuva. So this is complete kfir, Rahman al-Islam, to say that there could be Geula on our own without waiting for this. Okay.